But then the problem got really sick. Then the problem, I don't know, we began to hear about battered plants. Battered plants, I couldn't believe it. I said to myself, I said, what? And I answered, well... Because this time I was speechless. But it's true, there are battered plants. And I don't mean just physical abuse. I'm not talking strictly about the physical abuse of plants. I don't mean like drop-kicking some zinnias into the next yard. I'm not talking about pistol-whipping a gardenia. I'm not even talking about stopping the car, getting out, and pissing on a bush. But I am talking about psychological torture. The mental abuse that we put plants through day in and day out. For instance, hanging plants. How do we know they aren't scared shitless up there? No wonder ivy clings. You'd cling, too, to the side of a building. So when you get home tonight, please, take a look around the house. Make sure you haven't put a plant in some corner where it doesn't want to be. And for God's sakes, never, never keep a plant in the bathroom. They hate that.
Want to go for a ride? Want to go for a ride? Let me get this. Let's go for a ride, okay? Well, actually, you'll go for a ride. I'll go for a drive. The person who drives the car, they're the one who goes for a drive. The other people, they go for a ride. People don't know that. Tell them when they're in your car. Say, you assholes are going for a ride. I'm going for a drive. Because I'm making the payments on this. This is my car for purposes of discussion. And it's like any car, it's tough to get into it. You know, you got to get in the car first. And it's not easy if you think about it. There's a certain amount of risk involved getting in the car. Have you noticed how wonderful it is, that the way they designed the car? That the driver's door is right out in the middle of goddamn traffic? Holy shit. I mean, you haven't even gotten in this death machine yet, and you almost died once. What you need is a nice long red light back about 1.5 miles. Because you need a little time and space to get in your car with a little style and grace. I've often held up traffic for 2 or 3 hours just going like that. Now, as I said, this is my car. My car has one of those door handles. A lot of people have them, I think, now. The kind of door handles which is recessed a little bit into the door and your fingers actually go in a little before they grab it. Don't you like that? I like that. That's why they're not going to make it anymore. They found out we like that. And my door, when I open my door goes whoosh, and my door swings all the way open. You know what I mean? All the way open. I don't have one of those fancy doors that hangs there halfway and stays there, you know. My door is either fucking closed or fucking open. That's it. We got 2 things, pick one. And if you're going to do anything really tricky, like get in the car, you better prop that door open with a broom handle, Jack. Because sure as shit, it's going to come back and whoa! Oh, and that hurts for about 1.5 years, you know. And the little purple ring never goes away. Now, I have an additional problem getting into my car because my driver's seat is pushed all the way forward on those 2 little runners, and it's never, never coming back again. There are about 50 of those little pop-top beer can rings all fused into one piece of metal, and this thing is never going to move unless there's an atomic attack. Now, we get in the car if we can and get going. Well, we have one additional thing. You may have parked in this parking lot where you had full access to your car when you went into the shopping center, but now that you've been in there, some asshole has parked right next to you. And you have about 4 degrees clearance now. And you got to try and get in, and you're carrying 12 gifts and wearing a top hat. Plus, your back is not built for this. You know, backs are not made for getting into cars, I'll tell you. My back hurts just standing around thinking. Imagine this shit. And besides your back, getting in like this, you also risk serious ball injury from the steering wheel. So far, the worst thing that's happened is the flow through my femoral artery has been cut off for over 18 minutes. Fortunately, I was parked in front of a first aid station at the time. But I'm in the car and I'm right up front. What I mean is I'm forward in this car. You know what I mean? I'm right on the firewall, okay? Hey, if I want to look at the speedometer, I got to go. But at least I'm in the car. And the goddamn door is still wide open. Well, maybe I can reach it, you know? Maybe without dislodging myself, I can reach and close it. Fuck it, we'll drive with the door open today. It's a lovely day anyway, isn't it? And they say it helps you on left-hand turns. Okay, now we're going to be going for this drive/ride any minute here.
All right, enough nostalgia. What about some modern forms of capital punishment? How about we throw a guy off the World Trade Center and whoever he lands on wins the Publishers Clearinghouse? Okay, something a little more sophisticated. You dip a guy in brown gravy and lock him in a small room with a Wolverine who's high on angel dust. There's one guy's not going to be fucking with too many kids at the bus stop for a while, huh? Here's something really nice you could do. You shoot a guy out of a high-speed catapult right into a brick wall. Trouble is, it would be over too quick. No good for TV, you know? You'd have to do a whole bunch of guys right in a row. Rapid-fire capital punishment. 15 catapults. While you're shooting off one, you're loading up the others. Of course, every now and then, you would have to stop to clean off the wall. Cleanliness, right next to godliness. All right, high tech. I sense some of yous are waiting for high tech. I got it. You take a small tactical nuclear weapon and stick it up a guy's ass. A thermonuclear suppository. Preparation H-bomb. You talk about fallout, huh? Whoa. Or you take the bomb and you stick it just inside that little hole on the end of a guy's dick, you know? Yeah, a bomb in a dick. When it goes off, the guy wouldn't know whether he was coming or going. Get out of here. I got you.
Imagine that. We all got here. That's what always knocks me out about the audience. The audience comes from everywhere. Audiences come from all different houses, different apartments all over town, different rooms. Imagine that. You had to leave your room and come on to the theater. Maybe you had to drive here. That's how a lot of us got here. We had to get in and drive the big iron thing. Trying real hard not to hit anyone else in the other big iron thing. But we got here. Now all we have to do is get back again. I do think about the audience, though. I'm in the audience, too. You know, I mean, I feel like I'm in the audience. I just happen to have the best seat in the house, that's all. I am in the audience, and I know the things you think of. I think of them, too. When I'm driving to the theater, going to be in the audience, I'm thinking to myself, what kind of a member of the audience will I be tonight? Will I be a credit to my row? Will we win row of the year? Suppose we get some shit from another section. If there's a fire drill, will I file out safely? Or trample the shit out of my neighbor? Pardon me, fire, look out, fire, pardon me, fire, fire, look out, pardon me, fire. Yeah. We never practice that one, do we? Panicking. We never practice panicking. We practice going out neatly. Pardon me, fire, look out, pardon me, fire, fire, yes, pardon me, fire. We never do that. I don't know why we practice so much. If we could learn to climb over one another, we might save a few lives.
Here's a cheer, a sports cheer you can use. I'm giving this to you. Maybe you've heard it, but it's a gift for you. And you can use this in any sport. I think of football more, appropriate for cheers, I think. But you could use this for any sport, intramural lacrosse, mud surfing, cross-country bowling, full contact chess, Australian dick wrestling. They have that on ESPN, you know. But here's a little cheer. A lot of people like it. It goes like this. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray! Lizard shit, fuck! Now, I'm going to do that again because I know some of you like to memorize these things. And by the way, if you're memorizing and there are 2 people in your party, why not each one of you memorize every other word? Kind of cuts the labor right in half. Goes like this. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. Perfectly normal way to begin a cheer as far as I'm concerned. 69 assholes tied in a knot. I don't know what that means either. Hooray! Lizard shit, fuck!
You have those news stories for me? Maybe let's do a little news for the folks, man. Let's tell them what's going on around the world. God knows you're not home to find out. Thank you, Walter. Let's do it. I just want to keep you up to date. There's a few things that have happened while we've been sitting here, and it's not nice to ignore the rest of the world. Let's take a look. I'd like to take a look at the news. First of all, the headlines. 3 Shriners have been killed in a whoopee cushion explosion. 21 killed in 21-gun salute. Rapist swallows whistle. Oh. The head of the lost and found has been reported missing. And a vegetarian has been beaten to death by a meat packer. Oh, some things. Have I been ignoring your section? I'm really sorry. So, well, we'll be okay, though, because, I just can't think of everything. But I'm going to do about 10 straight stories just for these folks here. Back into the news. Police fired over the heads of rioters today. However, they killed 200 people standing on a balcony. A 107-year-old woman in Florida is reported to be pregnant. Physicians claim that because of her advanced age, she will have a grown-up. Scientists have discovered a new disease which has no symptoms. It is impossible to detect, and there's no known cure. Fortunately, no cases have been reported thus far. A man has barricaded himself inside of his house. However, he is not armed, and no one is paying any attention to him. The Surgeon General announced today that saliva causes stomach cancer. However, only when swallowed in small amounts over a long period of time. A woman was severely injured today when she attempted to force breastfeed a wildcat. And the results of the latest Gallup poll have come in. It seems that 29% of the people were not home. 14% of the people made believe they weren't home. 6% of the people could not operate the doorknob. And 3% were wearing underwear and had to stand sideways. The Bureau of Indian Affairs announced today that they have found another Mohican. Accordingly, all the books are being called back in and will be changed to read the next to the last of the Mohicans. In France today, a baby was born wearing glasses and holding a quaalude. A high-speed chase ended today when the cars stopped and the people got out. A dog exploded on a busy downtown street corner. Today, no one was killed. However, 12 people were overcome by fur. Police estimate that 50 to 60 fleas also lost their lives in the blast. Scientists in Switzerland announced today that they have been able to make mice fart by holding them upside down and tapping them on the stomach with a pencil. A Milwaukee man has been arrested for attempting to use food stamps to mail a box of macaroni. Earthquake. An earthquake has hit the maternity home. There's no such place as a maternity home. An earthquake has struck the maternity hospital. 3 people were killed. However, 6 people were born. A priest who has performed 300 exorcisms was eaten today by a green boogeyman. Out at the lake in City Park today, police arrested a one-armed man who was bothering the other boaters by continuously rowing in a circle. A man at a tool and die company died today when he was hit with a tool.
I got an idea. You know what they ought to do? Give the homeless their own magazine. Give them their own magazine. Would make them feel better, for one thing. That's a sure sign of making it in this country. Every group in this country that arrives at a certain level has its own magazine. We have Working Mother magazine, Black Entrepreneur magazine, Hispanic Business magazine. In fact, any activity engaged in by more than 4 people in this country has got a fucking magazine devoted to it. Skydiving, snowmobiling, backpacking, mountain climbing, bungee jumping, skeet shooting, duck hunting, jerking off, playing pool, shooting someone in the asshole with a dart gun. They probably got a fucking magazine for that. Walking! For Christ's sakes, walking! There's actually a fucking magazine called Walking. Look, Dan, the new Walking is out. Here's a good article, putting one foot in front of the other. Give them their own magazine. Give them their own magazine. You know what you call the magazine for the homeless? Better Crates and Cartons. Yeah, then when they get finished reading it, they can use it to line their clothing. That's a good, sound business solution, isn't it? That's the kind of answer you get from a conservative American businessman in this country. Say, yeah, let them read it. When they get finished reading it, they can use it to plug up the holes in them piano crates they all seem to like to live in. A good, sound, practical, conservative American business solution. I got an idea about homelessness. You know what they ought to do? Change the name of it. Change the name of it. It's not homelessness. It's houselessness. It's houses these people need. A home is an abstract idea. A home is a setting. It's a state of mind. These people need houses. Physical, tangible structures. They need low-cost housing. But where are you going to put it? Well, that's fine, but where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put it? Nobody wants you to build low-cost housing near their house. People don't want it near them. We got something in this country, you've heard of it, it's called NIMBY. N-I-M-B-Y. Not in my backyard. People don't want anything, any kind of social help located anywhere near them. You try to open up a halfway house. Try to open up a drug rehab or an alcohol rehab center. Try to do a homeless shelter somewhere. Try to open up a little home for some retarded people who want to work their way into the community. People say, not in my backyard. People don't want anything near them, especially if it might help somebody else. Part of that great American spirit of generosity we hear about. Great, generous American spirit. You can ask an Indian about that. Ask an Indian about if you can find one. You got to locate an Indian first. We've made them just a little difficult to find.
Or if you need current data, select a black family at random. Ask them how generous America has been to them. People don't want anything near them, even if it's something they believe in, something they think society needs, like prisons. Everybody wants more prisons, right? Everybody wants more prisons. People say, build more prisons! But not here. But why not? What's wrong? What's the problem? What's wrong with having a prison in your neighborhood? It would seem to me like it would make it a pretty crime-free area, don't you think? You think a lot of crackheads and pimps and hookers and thieves are going to be hanging around in front of a fucking prison? Bullshit, they ain't coming anywhere near it. What's wrong with these people? All the criminals are locked up behind the walls, and if a couple of them do break out, what do you think they're going to do? Hang around? Check real estate trends? Bullshit. They're fucking gone. That's the whole idea of breaking out of prison, is to get the fuck as far away as you possibly can. Not in my backyard. People don't want anything near them. Except military bases. They don't mind that, do they? They like that. Give them an army base. Give them a navy base. Makes them happy. Why? Jobs. Jobs. Self-interest. Even if the base is loaded with nuclear weapons, they don't give a fuck. They say, well, I'll take a little radiation if I can get a job. Working people have been fucked over so long in this country, those are the kind of decisions they're left to make.
But let's say it's true. Let's say God gave us these rights. Why would he give us a certain number of rights? The Bill of Rights in this country has 10 stipulations, okay? 10 rights. And apparently God was doing sloppy work that week because we've had to amend the Bill of Rights an additional 17 times. So God forgot a couple of things, like slavery. Just fucking slipped his mind. But let's say God gave us the original 10. He gave the British 13. The British Bill of Rights has 13 stipulations. The Germans have 29. The Belgians have 25. The Swedish have only 6. And some people in the world have no rights at all. What kind of a fucking goddamn God-given deal is that? No rights at all? Why would God give different people in different countries different numbers of different rights? Boredom? Amusement? Bad arithmetic? Do we find out at long last, after all this time, that God is weak in math skills? Doesn't sound like divine planning to me. Sounds more like human planning. Sounds more like one group trying to control another group. In other words, business as usual in America. Now, if you think you do have rights, one last assignment for you. Next time you're at the computer, get on the internet, go to Wikipedia. When you get to Wikipedia, in the search field for Wikipedia, I want you to type in Japanese Americans 1942, and you'll find out all about your precious fucking rights, okay? All right. You know about it. You know about it. Yeah. In 1942, there were 110,000 Japanese American citizens and good standing, law-abiding people who were thrown into internment camps simply because their parents were born in the wrong country. That's all they did wrong. They had no right to a lawyer, no right to a fair trial, no right to a jury of their peers, no right to due process of any kind. The only right they had, right this way, into the internment camps. Just when these American citizens needed their rights the most, their government took them away. And rights aren't rights if someone can take them away. They're privileges. That's all we've ever had in this country is a bill of temporary privileges. And if you read the news even badly, you know that every year the list gets shorter and shorter and shorter. You see how sooner or later? Yeah. Sooner or later, the people in this country are going to realize the government does not give a fuck about them. Government doesn't care about you or your children or your rights or your welfare or your safety. It simply doesn't give a fuck about you. It's interested in its own power. That's the only thing, keeping it and expanding it wherever possible. Personally, when it comes to rights, I think one of two things is true. I think either we have unlimited rights or we have no rights at all. Personally, I lean toward unlimited rights. I feel, for instance, I have the right to do anything I please. But if I do something you don't like, I think you have the right to kill me. So where are you going to find a fairer fucking deal than that? So the next time some asshole says to you, I have a right to my opinion, you say, oh yeah? Well, I have a right to my opinion, and my opinion is you have no right to your opinion. Then shoot the fuck and walk away. Thank you.
And who knows, maybe it doesn't belong either. After all, motherfucker turned out to be a ringer. Let's take a look at cocksucker. See if this one belongs. We'll divide the word cock and sucker from each other, those words. Sucker isn't dirty. Sucker, it's suggestive as hell. But it isn't dirty. And cock, that's not dirty all the time. That's one of those words that's only partly filthy. Cock, if you're talking about the animal, it's perfectly all right. They used to read that to us from the Bible in 3rd grade. And we would laugh, man. Cock is in the Bible. Remember the first time you heard about a cockfight? What? No. Get out of here. And even the word cocksucker itself has been twisted out of all of its original meaning. It's been distorted. For some reason now, cocksucker means bad man. It's a good woman. How did they do that? How did they do that? Well, tits is on the end of the list. Shit, piss, fucking, and cocksucker, motherfucker. Tits. And you know it doesn't belong on that list. I mean, it really doesn't belong in with that kind of heavyweight filth. Tits isn't dirty. Tits is a cute name. Cute thing, cute idea. Great fun. Good name. Tits, hey, Tits sounds like a friend. It sounds like a nickname, doesn't it? Hey, Tits, come here, man. Hey, Tits, I want you to meet Toots. Tits, this is Toots. Toots, Tits. Tits. Cute word, nice word. I love a word that spells the same forwards and backwards like tit. Don't you think it's cute when a word is spelled the same forwards and backwards? I always wished my name was Otto. Just so I could walk backwards and yell my name, you know? Otto! 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 Well, I had strange dreams. But the word tit is on the list because you can't say it on television. You can't say tit. Imagine that. Can't say tits. You can say boobs. Boob is spelled the same forwards and backwards, too. Boobs is all right. You can't say tits, but you can say boobs. In fact, boobs is an answer now on Match Game. I had boobs, Gene. Boobs, $200. Tits, $200 fine, maybe. You can't say tits. You can say teats. Teats is all right, providing you're on at 5 in the morning and a cow is your guest. But you can't say jugs and you can't say knockers, you know. That's right, Danny. Pull on the cow's knockers. Right, grab a knocker in each hand, attaboy. Now alternate knockers. Good deal. Can't say that. Tits? Tits sounds like a snack, you know. Well, I know what you're thinking, but tits sounds almost, it sounds Nabisco to me. It sounds like Nabisco has reserved that name. Because tits sounds like a thing at a party. Pass the tits, would you be? Oh, thanks. Say, those things are responding.
Just trying to get through the day. But little things await you, little moments you have to deal with. Do you ever start to belch and then almost puke? It's like a medical emergency. You say, Jesus, I almost puked. Turns out it was a belch, but puke was involved. This was a semi-puke-related belch incident. God, it's an awful feeling, you know. Not just the taste, which is bad enough, but it's the whole idea. Just the idea of the thing that bothers me. You know, I don't know whether I'm almost sick or not. I think, geez, maybe I'm almost sick. Perhaps I shouldn't go out under these circumstances. You know, you wouldn't want to get out and be outdoors somewhere and get sick on some stranger. Better to stay home and get sick on people you love. Because nobody likes to get sick, you know. If being sick were fun, shit, I'd be sick all the time myself. You'd have parties for it. People would say, hey, come on over to the house, we're all gonna get sick. You never hear that. It's no fun. But fortunately, for us, we don't get sick right away, all of a sudden. You know, it doesn't happen out of the blue, that suddenly you're sick. You're not walking along the street and then... Doesn't happen like that. Usually, before you get sick, there's a little period of time when you don't feel good. And that does come first, doesn't it?
Say, hey, what's the matter with you? What, are you sick?
No. I just don't feel good. I don't know what it is, you know? Because I'm not sick. But I don't feel right. I feel like I could get sick if I really want to, you know? But I don't want to, and I hope I don't.
Well, that's what he says now, that he doesn't want to get sick. You check that same guy in a half an hour, and you know what he'll be saying?
Geez, I wish I would get sick and get it over with, man.
Finally, you just want to get it over with, don't you? Because almost being sick is worse than actually being sick. After all, once you're sick, shit, you're sick now. Everything's different once you're sick. People treat you nice once you're sick. You don't feel good, you're just a big pain in the ass. People treat you nice once they know you're officially sick. Hey, most places have a different attitude if you're sick. Your city, the place you live, a whole different attitude. Most places have a sanitary code. If you spit on the sidewalk, it's a $50 fine. Vomiting is free. Well, how did they arrive at that price schedule? Wouldn't it seem to you like the bigger the mess, the bigger the fine?
Hey, look at this guy here, $1,500 here.
Hey, leave the guy alone. Can't you see the guy is sick? Go ahead, buddy, it's on the house. Actually, it's on your trousers. And they say you threw up. Check your shoes. Looks like you threw down.
That's one of them phrases doesn't really mean what it says, you know? God, you don't throw up. If anything, you throw out. If you threw up, you'd have to get out of the way. Being sick doesn't even sound very good. I mean, the sound of the word is bad enough.
Sick. I'm sick. Excuse me, I'm sick.
If you ever want to clear a path in a crowd, that's the way you do it.
Excuse me, I'm sick.
Cripples will get out of your way. Hold. You can be out of the football stadium in 10 seconds with one good loud,
Excuse me, I'm sick.
they'll clear a path to your home. Because don't nobody want no vomit